Today's reading is from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 12, verses 13 to 21. A man in the crowd said to Jesus, "Master, tell my brother to give me a share of our inheritance." "My friend," he replied, "who appointed me your judge or the arbitrator of your claims?" Then he said to them, "Watch and be on guard against avarice of any kind. For a man's life is not made secure by what he owns, even when he has more than he needs." Then he told them a parable. There was once a rich man who, having had a good harvest from his land, thought to himself, "What am I to do? I have not enough room to store all my crops." And then he said, "This is what I will do. I will pull down my barns and build bigger ones, and store all my grain and my goods in them. And I will say to my soul, 'My soul, you have plenty of good things laid out for many years to come. Take things easy, eat, drink, have a good time.' But God said to him, 'Fool, this very night the demand will be made for your soul, and this hoard of yours, whose will it be then?' So it is when a man stores up treasure for himself in place of making himself rich in the sight of God." The Gospel of the Lord. My friends, today we see a man going up to Jesus and asking Jesus to ask his brother to give him his share of the inheritance. Presumably, the father had died and left some inheritance for his sons, and the sons were fighting over the inheritance. And then Jesus tells this parable. And this parable assumes, when you read it without context, would be to say, don't store up treasures for himself. Instead, don't store up treasures for yourself and worry about securing your future, because your future is in God's hands. But the story, I believe, is actually for this person who has asked Jesus. And the story is this, to the crowd: don't store up treasure for himself, because the question Jesus asks at the end of the passage is, who will take over the treasures that you saw? Because now you see a situation where the sons are fighting over the inheritance that the father has stored up, thinking that he's doing justice for his children. But now the sons are fighting over the inheritance. So, my friends, your plans may not, if you are storing up treasures for your children, I think this is what the story is about, you're not giving them a good education. I don't believe you are. Because when you die, they will feel entitled to your inheritance. They will feel they are right, and they are privileged to get your money and without having to work for it. So I believe this is a story. Do not store up for yourself. I think it's okay to store for yourself, but storing for your children, that's a question mark. My thought for today. Have a good day.